Moldavite is 1,000,000% my favorite of all crystal stones and textites to work with. The magic of it is so real and so powerful that even though I didn't believe in any of this stuff beforehand, as soon as it entered my life, my entire reality was shattered. And what came in through the cracks was total magic. Total magic. So, that being said, Moldavite is this super, super incredible and powerful thing. But it's time that I want to make a video about my favorite combinations because I do feel that it's the most powerful one and it's the one that I connect with the most. But I have noticed interacting with other kinds of crystals and whatnot that there's a really cool kind of synergy that happens. So in this video, I'm bringing up the 4 crystals that I like the best in combination with Moldavite. The ones that I enjoy the synergy of the most, and maybe in this discussion you will click with something and maybe you'll find a great combination that will help benefit you on your journey with Moldavite as well as it has benefited me. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. Number one is definitely for me going to be black tourmaline. Why? Well, when I first started working with Moldavite, I was completely obsessed to the point that, this is the first piece I started with here. I was so obsessed, I had this one, and then I got these earrings, and then I got this bigger piece, and it's just all these pieces are coming into my life, and it's all I'm thinking about. Spending so much time with Moldavite in the beginning alone, so much alone time with it, I really found myself way up here. And it was exactly what I needed to shatter the illusion of who I thought I was. Now, ultimately, bringing in black tourmaline into the mix helped to pull me back down just enough to the point where I'm still up here and I can feel these transformational ideas and consciousness, yet I'm able to use my feet. I don't know if I raised my foot high enough for you to see it there, but I'm able to use my feet. I'm able to use my hands. I am grounded, and it brings it's almost as though I can utilize the transformative properties in a more physical, manifesting kind of way. Because we do exist in a 3-dimensional reality here where you do things and cause and effect. So have those transformative ideas, spend time in that space, and then perhaps check out black tourmaline because for me, it really helps ground me, yet not pull me away from the transformative space. I can still feel it just as profoundly, but it's this different kind of navigation I'm able to do where I'm able to grab things for real now rather than just imagine them in my person's mind, if that makes sense. Also, black tourmaline is really great at dissolving negative energy and pushing more positive energy out, but that's something in of itself. So definitely check out black tourmaline with your Moldavite. It's a great combo. Number 2 is Moonstone. And the reason for this is kind of its own specific category, and I personally am very much into interacting with my higher self in my dreams. That's something that I really am passionate about and something that I'm falling pretty deep into, especially right now, and you will for sure see more videos coming on this later on this channel. But Moldavite, a lot of times people say don't sleep with it because it's so powerful and distressing. Now, I can kind of agree, but also I'm going to tell you I disagree personally. I think sleeping with Moldavite is one of the most profound things that I've done for myself. To spend that time where you detach from your ego and are more connected to your higher self, to interact with Moldavite in that space, it almost impacts your DNA in a more profound way, which is, maybe likely why people say not to do it, because maybe the transformation can come on too quick and too intensely. But if that's exciting to you and you like the idea of a huge wave smacking you in the face, then I say go for it. But Moldavite, the dreams for me were so alien and so intense and bringing up a lot of things. Adding Moonstone to the mix helped me to not only remember the dreams more, but almost to be able to pull more meaning from them, if that makes any sense at all. It's like sleeping alone with Moldavite equals really intense dreams where I could wake up in the morning and my mind is totally blown and I'm sitting there wondering, whoa, something definitely profound just happened, but I don't know what it was. Now, adding Moonstone to the mix, it's less of, I don't know what it was, and it's less of, my mind is totally blown, and a lot more of, a more peaceful awakening in the morning, a more casual remembrance of the dream. There's less intensity, but it's as if the message is clearer. It's less thrown into this kind of chaotic alien-esque type manifestation dream, and it is translated more so into this kind of calm conversation. And it brings, for me, more clarity to understanding what my higher self is communicating. I can feel it instantly rather than sitting there and twirling my mind loops trying to figure out what it could be. It's almost like this more instantaneous certainty about it. Now, I don't necessarily think certainty is ever a real certainty, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say there. But it really helps me to feel more connected to the higher self that Moldavite is interacting with. So Moonstone is really great. What I do is I take my smaller piece here. I always sleep with this one on, but I'll take my smaller piece here and I'll put it on my third eye, and I use a headband to kind of strap it there. And I take my Moonstone and I put it under my pillow. And never once have I woken up and not had a profound dream that has impacted the course of my movement for even like an entire week after the dream. It's like very precise things that I needed to hear, that I needed to see, and my higher self was able to just, boom, here you go, dude. This is what I've been trying to show you. This is what you're ready for. Here you go. So it's a really great combo. Definitely recommend checking it out. The third one that I love to combine with my Moldavite is Amethyst. Now, this stone, crystal, Amethyst is like such a given for people who are into crystals, and even people who aren't into crystals and don't believe in their power. It's just one of those that people just have and people are drawn to. Amethyst is really awesome, and it's got this really calming, but like also kind of provocative third eye kind of feel to it. And Moldavite is so, it's so not of this dimension that it can really blast you. And it's part of what I love about Moldavite. And just to kind of explain it in maybe a better way is Moldavite is kind of psychedelic feeling, like just very, very trippy, very intense things being communicated. Sometimes so intense that maybe you're, if you're still kind of stuck in your person, if you're still existing mostly from your ego's mind, then it can just be maybe something so intense you can't process it. So what I found is that Amethyst helps to process these mind-effing informations that are coming into you through your Moldavite and through working with it. It's almost as though a nice soothing tranquility blankets you, and so you have this kind of calmness, and you see all these out of this dimension things happening, but instead of it being so intense and so shocking that you can't process it, you're in this calm and tranquil state where you're able to sit with it longer. You feel more at peace with it, and therefore you're able to make more profound changes with the information that you have possibly. So these are all things that, of course, are for me. Everyone is different, and everyone's going to be drawn to different crystals, tektites, and stones. But this is really how I feel about Amethyst. That's what it does for me with working with it, with Moldavite. It really is this kind of ability to it's not like the Tourmaline that grounds you, because it still is up here in a very floaty feeling, but it's this kind of floaty feeling where it's like it's not numbness, it's softness. It's softness. That's how I will say it. It's very soft. And so you can see all these alien transformational type dimensional things happening, but it's less rigid and whoa, what is happening right now? And more soft, wow, these dimensions exist. Wow, this is cool. I'm here in this space and I'm floating in it. So that's kind of how Amethyst works with me, at least. The fourth one that I'm bringing up is the Herkimer Diamond. Now, this is hands down the most powerful thing you could possibly combine with Moldavite. And how do I know that? Because because I am totally obsessed with Moldavite, and I have held some pretty big pieces, and I have done some pretty wild things with it and spent pretty much every waking moment and sleeping moment of my life with Moldavite since I discovered it. And I felt that I had experienced its full power. And the second I touch a Herkimer Diamond, or I've got it on a shoelace, pretty casual here, but when I put it here and I wear them, and I have them out so you can see them, but I'll put them in on my skin here, it's like I'm even having a hard time right now just talking, because maybe you see it coming on to me, but it's very intense. It's like everything just becomes very Moldavite. Now, I don't really know what a Herkimer Diamond does on its own. I specifically got it because I heard that it works really well with Moldavite, and it's a really powerful combination. Now, I love Moldavite. I'm the guy that's posting pretty much daily videos on Moldavite, and I do not keep this on me with my Moldavite, or even in the same room, for more than maybe 20 minutes out of a day. It's pretty intense. It's very ungrounding for me personally. When I first started interacting with it, I felt that a lot of the things that I thought I had been working through with Moldavite, it's like they were amplified even more, and it was like, you thought you'd worked through this? No, here you go. Here's an even bigger ladle full of it into your bowl of soup, you know? It's like all these anxieties that I'd been working through with Moldavite that I was like, wow, I've really worked through this. All of a sudden felt more intense anxiousness about than any other time in my life. And even just holding this right now, it's like this, it feels exactly like Moldavite, okay? It's exactly the feeling of Moldavite. It doesn't change the feeling. That's what blows my mind. It just amplifies it like a serious amplifier. It's like you're whispering, like this is Moldavite, and you're like, hey, how's it going? And then you pull up a megaphone and you turn it on full blast and then start screaming into the megaphone, hey, how you doing? That's the difference. It's like, it's just whoa, okay? Now, I'm not going to necessarily recommend that you pull a Herkimer Diamond into your life with a big stone or a big piece of Moldavite like I have, and then like a big piece like this. I would recommend starting small, because I went big because I decided in my ego self that I could totally handle it. Like, nah, people are saying it's so powerful. It's fine. I got this. I am totally wrong. I can barely spend a little bit of time with this Herkimer Diamond with my Moldavite, and it's just very intense. It's very, very, very intense. It's Moldavite. It's like imagine how big this piece of Moldavite is, and then imagine having a piece that is the exact same size as me, and I'm sitting here with my arm around its shoulder. That's pretty much how it feels. It's like, wow, you're a pretty intense Moldavite, aren't you? So, apologies. I'm very floaty now just from being with that. So then you go ahead and you grab your Tourmaline and bring myself back down here. So, even so that I'm not necessarily recommending that you use a Herkimer Diamond because it is really intense, and to be honest, I am not fully ready to encompass that journey with it yet. I do own it. The reason I'm bringing it up is because it is 100% very powerful and real, to the point that I feel that somebody who, just like I talk about Moldavite, just like how I say somebody who doesn't believe in power of crystals, tektites, or stones grabs Moldavite and they're totally mind blown and whoa, I was so wrong. If you add a Herkimer Diamond to that mix, it's going to be more than a mind blown. You will probably shatter somebody's entire consciousness and existence very shortly in that span of time. So be careful with it, but I wanted to bring it up because sometimes I feel myself drawn to walking over and holding it. And I feel it best when I hold the Herkimer Diamond over my heart and I have my Moldavite on as well. That's how I feel it most powerfully. But I can go from 0 to 100 very quickly. And the thing is it's very easy to go up when you're using Herkimer with Moldavite, and it's very difficult to come back down, I've noticed. And that's, again, something in of myself that I've realized and experienced, so maybe not necessarily true for you. If you have worked with Herkimer Diamond and Moldavite, please comment below and let me know, because this is a new thing for me, and like I said, I'm unable to work with it that often because it shoots me up a little bit too high, and I lose a lot of touch with the things that I'm trying to transform right now in my life. It's like It's like I completely become this infinite spiritual being and I lose touch with my ego self. And while that's really beautiful in some cases, I do feel like I did choose to be here and I want to be in this right now so I can make changes here in this reality. So please comment and let me know what you think about this. I'd love to talk about it with you guys. So those are the 4 crystals that are my favorites to combine with Moldavite. They are the 4 crystals that make the most synergistic kind of energy that I notice for myself. And I really hope that you guys have found maybe a certain combination that you're excited to try now, or you have one that you want to mention to me, please go for it. As always, I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. and thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome one, guys. Thanks.